Hey y'all, welcome back. My name is Tamika Collins, and this is my YouTube page. You can follow me on my Facebook at Tamika Collins. You can follow me on TikTok as Coffee, COFEPH. You can follow me on my Instagram as Coffee Sings, COFEPH, SINGS, all one word. Thank you for rocking out with me on here. We are reading the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. Watch my other videos too, because I'm going to be bringing some other stuff, what I'm saying, because it's not just this one thing that I like to do. I like to do a lot of things. I got lots of talents and things that I like to do. So stay tuned and like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell your people, post it up, share. Comment too, y'all. I like to hear comment too. Great comment. Don't do no ugliness, but you can't always tell people what to do. Well, you can't tell people what to do, but you can try. But anyway, we are in Exodus, the second chapter. We like to recap, so let's recap. So we're in Exodus. We have finished Genesis, and it takes place beginning with the fact that Joseph and his brothers have passed and generations have gone by. It has been over 400 years that the Hebrews, the Israelites, have been in captivity and in slavery because Pharaoh, saw that they were getting, they was being fruitful and multiplying, okay, and so they was outnumbering them, so that they could be suppressed. He said, hey, so we got to find a way to keep them downtrodden. Let's make them slaves and do our work. So they have done that, and so not only that, he wants he had made a decree for the midwives to start killing the little boys and leave the girls to live, but to kill the little boys. And the midwives feared God and refused. And Pharaoh was mad and asked, why are you not following my directions? I told you to kill the little boys. And they said, hey, they having these babies easy. By the time we get there, it ain't nothing for us to do. So we don't know what they had, And so God was blessing the midwives, and they had families of their own, okay? So Pharaoh has got mad. He has made an order to throw all the little Hebrew boys into the Nile River. And that's where we at. We're in chapter 2. So let's read. About this time, a man and a woman from the tribe of Levi got married. The woman became pregnant and gave birth to a son. She saw that he was a special baby and kept him hidden for 3 months. But when she could no longer hide him, she got a basket made of papyrus reeds and waterproofed it with tar and pitch. But she put the baby in the basket and laid it among the reeds along the bank of the Nile River. The baby's sister then stood at a distance watching to see what would happen to it. Soon Pharaoh's daughter came down to bathe in the river, and her attendants walked along the riverbank. When the princess saw the basket among the reeds, she sent her maid to get it for her. When the princess opened it and she saw the baby, the little boy was crying, and she felt sorry for him. This must be one of the Hebrew children, she said. Then the baby's sister approached the princess. Should I go and find one of the Hebrew women to nurse the baby for you? She asked. Yes, do, the princess replied. So the little girl went and called the baby's mother. Take this baby and nurse him for me, the princess told the baby's mother. I will pay you for your help. So the woman took her baby home and nursed him. Later, when the boy was older, his mother brought him back to Pharaoh's daughter, who adopted him as her son. The princess named him Moses, for she exclaimed, I lifted him out of the water. Many years later, when Moses had grown up, he went out to visit his own people, the Hebrews, and he saw how hard they were forced to work. During his visit, he saw an Egyptian beating one of the fellow Hebrews. After looking in all directions to make sure no one was watching, Moses killed the Egyptian and hid the body in the sand. The next day, when Moses went out to visit his people again, he saw two Hebrew men fighting. "Why are you beating up your friend?" Moses said to the one who had started the fight. The man replied, "Who appointed you to be the prince and judge? Are you going to kill me as you killed that Egyptian yesterday?" Then Moses was afraid, thinking, "Everyone knows what I did." And sure enough, Pharaoh heard what had happened, and he tried to kill Moses. But Moses fled from Pharaoh and went to live in the land of Midian. When Moses arrived in Midian, he sat down beside a well. Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters who came as usual to draw water and fill the water troughs for their father's flock. But some other shepherds came and chased them away. So Moses jumped up and rescued the girls from the shepherds. Then he drew water for their flocks. When the girls returned to Reuel, their father, he asked, "Why are you back so soon today?" "An Egyptian rescued us from the shepherds," they answered, "and he drew water for us and watered our flock." "Then where is he?" their father asked. "Why did you leave him there? Invite him to come and eat with us." Moses accepted the invitation and he settled there with them. In time, Reuel gave Moses his daughter Zipporah to be his wife. Later, she gave birth to a son, and Moses named him Gershom. For he explained, "I have been a foreigner in a foreign land." Years passed and the king of Egypt died, but the Israelites continued to groan under their burden of slavery. They cried out for help, and their cry rose up to God. God heard their groaning, and he remembered his covenant promise to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He looked down on the people of Israel and knew it was time to act. Let's see, we could probably do chapter 3. One day Moses was tending the flock of his father-in-law Jethro, the priest of Midian. He led the flock far into the wilderness and came to Sinai, the mountain of God. There the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a blazing fire from the middle of the bush. Moses stared in amazement. Though the bush was engulfed in flames, it didn't burn. "This is amazing," Moses said to himself. "Why isn't that bush burning up? I must go see it." When the Lord saw Moses coming to take a closer look, God called to him from the middle of the bush, "Moses, Moses." "Here I am," Moses replied. "Do not come any closer," the Lord warned him. "Take off your sandals, for you are standing on holy ground. I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob." When Moses heard this, he covered his face because he was afraid to look at God. Then the Lord told him, "I have certainly seen the oppression of my people in Egypt. I have heard their cries of distress because of their harsh slave drivers. Yes, I am aware of their suffering. So I have come down to rescue them from the power of the Egyptians and lead them out of Egypt into their own fertile and spacious land. It is the land flowing with milk and honey, the land where the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites now live. Look, the cry of the people of Israel has reached me, and I have seen how harshly the Egyptians abuse them. Now go, for I am sending you to Pharaoh, you must lead my people Israel out of Egypt." But Moses protested to God, "Who am I to appear before Pharaoh? Who am I to lead the people of Israel out of Egypt?" God answers, I will be with you, and this is your sign that I am the one who has sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you will worship God at this very mountain." But Moses protested, "If I go to the people of Israel and tell them, 'The God of our ancestors has sent me to you,' they will ask me, 'What is his name?' Then what should I tell them?" God replied to Moses, "I am who I am. Say this to the people of Israel, 'I am has sent me to you.'" God also said to Moses, "Say this to the people of Israel, 'Yahweh, the God of your ancestors, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob has sent me to you. This is my eternal name. my name to remember for all generations. Now go and call together all the elders of Israel. Tell them Yahweh, the God of your ancestors, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, has appeared to me. He told me, I've been watching closely, and I see how the Egyptians are treating you. I have promised to rescue you from the oppression in Egypt. I will lead you to a land flowing with milk and honey, the land where the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites now live. The elders of Israel will accept your message. Then you and the elders must go to the king of Egypt and tell him, the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, has met with us. So please let us take a 3-day journey into the wilderness to offer sacrifices to the Lord our God. But I know that the king of Egypt will not let you go unless a mighty hand forces him. So I will raise my hand and strike the Egyptians, performing all kinds of miracles among them. Then at last he will let you go, and I will cause the Egyptians to look favorably on you. They will give you gifts when you go, so you will not leave empty handed. Every Israelite woman will ask for articles of silver and gold and fine clothing from their Egyptian neighbors and from the foreign women in their houses. You will dress your sons and daughters with these, stripping the Egyptians of their wealth. So not only has he told them to go and giving him instructions of what to do, but guess what? He gonna bless them on the way out. It said you're not gonna leave empty-handed. You're gonna leave with the best of the bestest. Ain't that what we like? We like the bestest. I like the bestest, and I hope you have the bestest. Okay, throughout your whole life, life. Thank you so much for coming and rocking with me tonight and reading with me. Like I said, we are in Exodus and looking forward to this chapter. I've had a wonderful time, and I hope you're having a wonderful time, being with me and us learning this good word together. Okay? So I hope you have a good one. See you next time. Peace.